Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubs Gone Wild.
Hello and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 576, recorded on Monday, January 20th, 2025. It is 63 degrees and sunny in the motherland, where it is MLK Day. So Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Happy birthday, such as it is. And, well, yeah. It's 25 days until Valentine's Day, 91 days until Easter, 284 days till Halloween, and 339 days until we are forced to say Merry Christmas. So, there we are. Let's celebrate with today's affirmation. I joyfully help wherever I can, easing the load of others.
No, that's not doing your load on others. Easing the
Oh,
load.
that's a whole different show.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about Patreon real quick, which offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like My Life in Fragments podcast, books, videos, and so much more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brothers Natus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can become a supporter of the show for as little as $1 a month. All right. Well, this is a big, 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 big day. In history, Barack Hussein Obama is sworn in as the 44th U.S. president. The son of a black father from Kenya and a white mother from Kansas, Obama had become the first African American to win election to the nation's highest office. According to an official estimate, some 1.8 million people witnessed Obama's inauguration, surpassing the previous record of 1.2 million set by the crowd for Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965. And no other president has come close to those.
No. Back 8 years ago, he had like 40,000 million people there.
Well, I did hear it was quite bigly.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll leave that to the official people to count. All right. Well, let's see if we celebrate any holidays. It's Blue Monday. Have you celebrated Blue Monday?
No, I haven't watched the inauguration yet.
Yeah, well, we certainly didn't celebrate a Blue Tuesday, did we? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Camcorder Day. Have you used your camcorder today? Do you even own a camcorder?
I think I have one somewhere. It's one of those little tiny. Remember how they got smaller and smaller and smaller?
Yeah.
Because at work they used to give us shit like that all the time. Oh, look here, you've got here's a new camera. I've got an iPhone. What do I need a camera for? Isn't this great? Yeah. Or one time I got a watch, a really expensive watch that was the same as the watch they had in some movie. Yeah, I think it was like Men in Black. It was the watch from Men in Black. What, it's like, who wears watches?
Right, exactly. I just have a feeling I would lose a watch because,
How can you lose it if you have it on?
well,
Oh, fisting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, I do actually have well, a camcorder, I guess, video for making little movies, but
You can't count your phone. It has to be an actual
no, this
recorder
actual
that, and that's all it does is shoot video.
that's yeah.
Okay, then it's a camcorder. Close
But
enough.
I just haven't used it for a while. All right, elementary school teacher day. Why not?
Yeah, they deserve more than a day.
Yes,
They
they
deserve an award.
and a pay raise. It's inauguration day. I don't know what that is. International Day of Acceptance. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, they,
I'm not accepting
they
it.
threw that one right in after inauguration day.
Right. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Awesome. Totally celebrating that. It's National Butter Crunch Day.
I'm sorry,
Butter Crunch?
butter crunch.
Yeah.
That must be a thing.
Yeah, I guess. If your butter's crunchy, you might have issues. It's National Cheese Lovers Day. Do you love cheese? I mean, I know you don't like
No, I don't.
cheese, but
I don't love cheese.
I like cheesy things. I do love cheese, but as I get older, not so much. It's National Coffee Break Day. Did you have coffee today?
I don't drink coffee ever.
I love coffee, and I have a coffee maker now. Thank you to a very special friend. And well, I had some chai tea this morning.
No, Tai Chi.
No, that was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Today was actually chai tea, and they come in K. You can get them in little K cups.
Yeah, I know.
And it's very yummy. But I haven't had coffee in a couple days though. National Day of Science Service. I have not serviced anyone today. National Disc Jockey Day. Okay. I do know that Kesha in what's the word I'm looking for? Not invites, but encourages you to fuck the DJ. But yeah. Okay. Penguin Awareness Day. Are you aware of penguins?
I just saw a really cute penguin video. So
Oh, that's cool. I love penguins, actually. I mean, I don't know how they are in real life, but I think they're cute.
you know what? My favorite thing is when you push them over.
One of my favorite online little video snippets is when the penguin's walking by another penguin and it reaches out and smacks him and knocks
Knocks them down. Yeah,
water.
yeah.
And of course, Benedict Cumberbatch in his penguin bio why are words leaving me this morning?
I don't know. Are you smoking? Are you
Not
high?
biography. You know like National Geographic when they go and they like, oh look, here's about all about penguins that you need. Anyway, and he couldn't pronounce the word the same way twice. Anyway, it's also National Take a Walk Outdoors Day. Yeah, that's not happening.
No, yeah, that is. Sounds like a nice thing. It's nice and sunny outside, warm, feel the sun on your skin.
Oh, wait a minute. What is there something coming back to me? Think I'll go for a walk outside now. The sun or sun's calling my name. I hear it now. Brady Bunch.
You know, I know what you're just
You
right.
know, but some of our listeners may not. They
I'm
might
familiar because the you know, the performance.
yeah. Oh, no, not going down. Memory lane was calling me, but no. All right. Well, let's find out about if we have any birthdays to celebrate, starting with happy birthday today to Stacy. And then we have, wait a minute. No. Go back over here. Happy birthday to upcoming birthdays to Miss. Well, she's dead, so that wouldn't work. It's Arthur Amrins from the Amrins podcast, our dear friend in New Zealand.
When's it Kathy Bacon's birthday?
March.
When can we start celebrating?
March. First day of March, and her birthday, I think, is the 3rd of March. So yes, as soon as we hit that close to March, it is.
Well, can we start 30 days before her birthday and go 30 days after her birthday? Or is that too much?
That would be, wow, that would be a lot. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed, but we should put it to a vote. So, yeah.
Wait, who's voting here?
Everybody on Patreon.
Okay.
All right. Also, happy birthday to Jean-Zel, Sean, Kevin, John, David, that Blue Jeans guy, formerly of that podcast. We have Skylar. Ooh, Skylar. And Lisa, and of course, Michael. Happy birthday, y'all. Hope that you have a wonderful exiting of the birth canal.
Now I'm really hungry for a BLT.
BLT, Kathy Bacon, and a no. All right.
That'd be a KBLT.
KBLT. I like that. We should copyright that. Quick, grab a domain. All right. We did get something on our feed bag from Nephi. Asks Tom, I'd like to know what happened when Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary was rude to Brian's friend. You started to tell the story and then left us hanging. I always love to hear a juicy story about a celebrity encounter, especially when bad behavior is involved.
Well, according to what Brian said, a friend of his was in the airport, and I don't know how she recognized them, but knew it was Peter and Paul. Mary wasn't there at the time. And so she went up and said, "Oh, I'm such a big fan." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, whatever." But Paul was nice, he goes, "Oh, well, thank you. And but Peter brushed her off. And so it was not a long encounter, but it was, enough.
Oh.
So that's all he told me. But I do like stories of rude celebrities.
Yeah.
I just, and especially ones that you don't think are going to be rude. You think they'd be so cool to meet, and they don't want to meet you. Like Kathy in the chimney.
Oh yes. I've heard bad stories about her. Yeah.
But she should be the most wonderful person in the whole wide world.
I know, she certainly plays it well enough.
Right. So, and I just wonder if it's easy working with her, like when she's doing Hocus Pocus 3, with the other two are going, oh God. I mean, you got 3 divas there. You really do. I can't even imagine what it must be like, but yeah.
Oh no. It's kind of like you imagine on not All About Eve, Baby Jane, whatever happened to Baby Jane? Was that it?
Sure.
Yeah. So you have those 2 divas who have this huge fucking rivalry, and yet they still come together on the screen and make magic, but you just hear all the shit that happened behind it and after everything. It's like, how the fuck did they manage to do that? But still, it's magic when they get on there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, somebody had a moment there. All right. Well, let's get into the news. Oh, wait. Before we get into the news, let's do a Chub hug. Do you have any that you'd like to send out?
Well, actually, yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the temperatures in the Midwest.
Oh my God. Nephi is going through a freeze right now. They actually closed the schools because of it.
You're kidding. It's down as far as Texas.
Oh yeah, snow.
Okay, I've got a friend, a couple friends in Idaho.
Mm.
They are under zero.
Oh,
Um, I've got a friend in Illinois. Their high today is 17. Their low is 0. And then Brian's mom was, posting what their temperature was in Ohio, which
mm.
was around 0. And so it's like the dogs are in the house for the day. They're not going out. Too
Yeah.
cold.
No.
And so, yeah, just, I mean, I'm sitting here with the front door open because it's 60 degrees outside,
Mm.
and 56 in the house. So I'm warming it up with the outside temperature, which is very sad. And we've got, I got all these people. I mean, they had the inauguration indoors because it was supposed to be in the teens. So
Well, yeah, we all know that was a bunch of bullshit.
what it is.
Moved it inside because he didn't have the numbers to fill up like
Uh, I,
to do.
I don't think so. I think it was just the temperature was, well, the temperature was going to
He
prevent people
had
from showing up.
old people dying in Arizona in 110-degree weather and not giving a shit. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, yeah, no, you're right. The whole it's frightening. But global warming is not real. So I want to send Chub Hug out to the people in LA who again are getting strong winds down there when they still don't have the fires under control. Um, Everybody who is preparing for the worst from what today is. And also, I want to send a happy chub hug out to my cousin Shannon, who has announced her wedding. So happy birthday to her and her perspective. All right. So in the news, the question is, will gay country crooner Orville Peck wear his signature face mask when he makes his Broadway debut in the spring? That's what fans and of the singer are asking after producers announced this week that Peck will replace Adam Lambert as the MC in Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club starting in March. Peck will play a 16-week engagement at New York's August Wilson
Wait,
Theater.
it's 16 weeks. Okay, good. Good.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to see it?
Well, I'm going to be there, so we'll see.
Better see it. Um, well, you just saw it with Boy George, right?
No, Boy George was in Moulin Rouge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I definitely got those two confused. All right. So it's going to be in New York's August Wilson Theater from March 31st to July 30th. And Lambert's previously announced last performance as the MC will be on Saturday, March 29th. So very interesting. I never really would have seen Orville Peck taking, well, an acting role like that, but I'm good. I hope he
Well,
does.
because remember, the MC is only I don't think he, unless they've altered it. I don't think he has much of a storyline other than performing.
Right.
So I think it's might be a really good fit.
I hope so. I'd like to see him do well. I like him. Okay, so TikTok has been restored after like there was any real question it would be down for more than a day. Um, and it is of course being given Trump the credit through the actions, even though it was his actions that led to the ban in the first place. Don't forget. And he says he will issue an executive order expanding the time before TikTok law takes effect, and that he wants America to own 50% of the company. Only two Republican senators openly oppose TikTok's temporary reprieve. Please, it's all a big scam. All right. And now let's talk about some very sad celebrity deaths.
Okay. Let me get there. Um, okay. Um, this was interesting. Claude Jardin Jr. Now, that name might not be familiar, but most people, especially people our age, are going to know who he is. He was the kid in the Yearling, the son in the Yearling that has to go out and shoot the deer at
Oh,
the end of the movie. He died. He's 90, or he was
wow.
90. Yeah, I mean that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Anyway, and the last name is
Garden?
Schwark or Schwark. So
Oh,
director of Somewhere in Time and Jaws 2. He died at 87 years old. Um, we have Dame Joan Plowright, one of Britain's most acclaimed stage and screen actresses, and the widow of Laurence Olivier.
wow.
A lot of people don't know that. Uh, Americans don't know that. She was 95. And then finally, David Lynch, the visionary director of Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet, and that terrible, terrible first movie he made with that, I don't know, peanut that walked, or I don't know what it was. It was horrible. He died this week at 78 years old.
Wow. I just remember having to sit through the Mulholland Drive thing, just sitting there going, "Oh my God, will this end already?"
Yeah, yeah. I was never a big fan of his. I think my favorite thing was probably the Elephant Man. Um,
Oh
that
yeah,
one,
that
that
was.
one, that one was good. But now I've got to look it up real quick because I cannot remember the name of that awful movie of his.
Yeah. I had a friend
Well,
who,
I mean, which one of those awful movies of his, I should say.
right, yeah, who made me sit through the Mulholland Drive, and I'm just like, oh God. And he's just like, "This is the most brilliant movie ever." I'm like, okay, if you say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, never a fan. Not, I mean,
No, and I mean, I recognize that so many people loved his work, and so many people still will go back and watch Twin Peaks over and over, but just didn't hit with me, and that's okay. It's different folks for, different strokes for different folks, right? But yeah.
Eraserhead. Oh,
Oh
horrible.
my gosh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, that was the one with the peanut thing or whatever it was moving around. And then he did Elephant Man, Dune, Blue Velvet,
Mm,
Twin Peaks, Wild at Heart. Um,
I didn't mind that one.
let's see, Twin Peaks, Fire, Walk Through Fire. Then oh God, there's he did a lot of music videos too. Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive, your favorite. PlayStation 2, the third place. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he died, and everybody was really, the film industry was really, broken up about it. I don't think enough people really, like his movies to go, oh yeah. But for the people in the industry, they liked him a lot.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, and he is apparently not related to Jane Lynch, though.
I didn't
So
think he was.
I know you didn't, but it was kind of a joke. Anyway, let's move into Tom's week because he has some things he really wants to talk to you about.
Well, first I want to say, leave the comedy to the bear. Okay. Then let's see. So this week, even though you're not going to see a picture of it on Chubs Gone Wild, I did reenact. Or I guess not reenact, but I made furaki chicken, furikake chicken. Sorry, which I had in Vegas back in September, October, and I had it, and it's just it was so good. and I found a recipe online, and I made it this weekend, and it was fantastic. So I just want to share that. I finished Missing You on Netflix. The last 2 episodes made up for the first 3 kind of boring episodes. The last episode was like, oh my God, this is insane. But it was it was good. I wouldn't go back and watch it again. Let's see. Let's see. St. Denis Medical is back on. The NBC got that one back on quickly. That's good. This is sad. Frasier was canceled on Paramount Plus, and I think it all has to do with Patricia Heaton being in the show now, because she's awful. Actually, she's not a bad actress. I just can't stand her. See Drag Race this week. This is the 3rd actual episode, and this is the first time somebody is actually sent home. And it was one of those where you make your own costumes based on the Monopoly. So there were 12 people, and they had 12 different. They had 4 different colors. Of the properties, how they have different colors on the top of their card. So they all had to dress rich and with the color that they were given. And so, unfortunately, have you been watching it all? The new season?
No, not yet.
Okay. This one queen, her name is Lucky Stars. She's it's interesting. She builds these costumes that she's not a traditional drag queen. She's more of a performance artist. I don't. It's so what happened is this week she had to dress like a person. The first week she dressed like a pizza, like a slice of pizza, and that was her drag. If she's going to dress like a shark, she's going to look like a shark, right? She's just they do it with padding and with styrofoam, and it's just. But when she had to be a real person, it just didn't work. And so, Lucky Stars is the first queen to be like she's been pork chopped.
Oh,
yeah. So it was sad, but it was. I mean, even I think Michelle Visage last week goes, I hope she's going to be able to do more than this, because it comes down to the fact that if you can't sing, dance, do comedy, so you can't be a competitor on this show. So
right.
Anyway, but the exposure is good, and she can go do her weird shit in bars forever now. She's she's a drag one of RuPaul's drag racers.
Right. Yeah.
So Skeleton Crew this week was the season finale. And basically the Jedi came in and stopped the pirates, and everything seems happily ever after, but they did leave us with a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I don't know if it's coming back or not, but it felt like they tried to tie it up, so we'll see. I'm still watching Deal or No Deal Island, which is it needs to go faster. It just I can't. One episode a week is not enough. Put it on Netflix, drop the whole thing. Okay. Right. Over on Max, they have Wildcard Kitchen, which is fun if you like cooking shows. Traders season 3 is on Peacock, and I'm loving it. Still watching Goosebumps over on Disney and Hulu. Also, Animal Control is back on Hulu or ABC. There's a new show on ABC and Hulu called Shifting Gears, which is Tim Allen and Kat Dennings, otherwise known as Kryptonite for Brian. So he won't be discussing it on our show. So the new show on Max called The Pit, which is kind of like it's like a 24. Remember the old thing 24, which was every episode was 24 hours.
Right.
Well, this is every episode's 1 hour for a 15-hour shift. I don't know why it's a 15-hour shift. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'm thinking there may be like a lockdown before before they can quit at the end of 12 hours, there's like a lockdown for some reason. And that would get them 3 more episodes. I don't know. This is interesting. The movie The Brutalist, which is out at theaters right now. And this is interesting. Okay, and now I've told you about IMDb. If you're looking for something, you can go on IMDb. If you want to know where it's available, underneath it lists, where it's streaming, or where you can purchase it. Like it'll say, "Oh, this is only available for rental and purchase on Prime." Okay, so they've added a new thing. I looked up Brutalist, and it told me which theaters in town are playing it.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So another new thing that IMDb is doing, and so remember, if you want to know where something is, where you can watch it, IMDb, the IMDb, the title, and it's right underneath the little description box. You'll see it. Anyway, so The Brutalist, 3.5 hours long, and it includes an intermission, and that's I guess the intermission is not part of the 3.5 hours. So what's happening is that they're sending out screeners to the Academy members, but people aren't sitting through 3.5 hours. They kind of start watching it and then they go, oh, okay, I'm done. And some actress who should be up for Best Supporting Actor, according to all the critics, she's in the second half of the show. So if they don't come back after the intermission, like at the theaters, or they don't finish the screener, they don't even see her. So she's probably not going to get an Oscar nomination because of her position in the film, and the film's just too fucking long. Okay, if you want to make a 3.5 hour movie, then what you need to do is call it a limited series and put it on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of 3 hours plus, I went and saw Hamilton, and live on stage for the first time, and really it's extraordinary to watch. I mean, you can see it on Disney Plus, but we can get distracted on Disney Plus. That's the only problem with live theater on television, is you can pause it, you can play your games while you're somewhat watching it. That's theater should, I mean, it should be watched live, but if a lot of people can't get out to see theater, so
or afford it,
have it available. That's good, right? So anyway, excellent show, and now I kind of want to rewatch it on Disney again, and get because you don't get to see all their faces, at the theater if you're too far back. So give that a try. I did see a new movie called A Real Pain, and it's Culkin, Kira Culkin, and the guy from Social Network, Jesse. Shit. Anyway, it's about 2 Jewish cousins. Their grandmothers just recently died. She had said that she had set aside money and said, I want you two to go and visit Poland, where I grew up. And that means it's basically going to be a Holocaust kind of tour, kind of that they're going on. But the thing is that Kieran Culkin is so irritating in the show. He's not a real pain. He's just, I can't think of anything worse than to travel with somebody like him into a foreign country, and it's just, that made it hard to watch for me. And it's only an hour and a half long.
Oh, wow.
And now they're saying he's Jesse Eisenberg. That's it. He's going to be up for Best Supporting Actor and most likely win. And I don't get it. Especially when he's not a supporting actor in the show. He's the main actor. Him and Jesse Eisenberg. They're both leads. I don't know how he ended up in the supporting, but then they're doing that thing with Zoe Saldana and where they're making her supporting actress, even though she's as much of a lead as the main character. The title character is, I should say, not the main character. So I know they do that. They did that with Tatum O'Neal. She was in the film more than her father was, but because she was only 10, she must be a supporting actress. More bullshit. Anyway, And then I saw Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, which is now on Netflix.
Love that.
Real Pain was also on Hulu.
Mm.
So um, let's see. And it's, even though it's an hour and 10 minutes, I think, 15 minutes, it seemed rather long. And two of the three main characters don't even speak. So I had to actually watch what was going on. And then Wallace is the only other main character that talks, and he's an idiot. So yeah, it was kind of hard. Okay. Uh, let's see. Moana 2 crossed the 1 billion mark worldwide this weekend, actually yesterday, which means for 2024, the only movies to make $1 billion were Moana 2, Inside Out 2, and Deadpool versus Wolverine, which means Disney had a good payday. They did well. And then finally, on Broadway, Jeremy Jordan is leaving The Great Gatsby as of yesterday. Cole Escapole, he's the gay guy from O'Mary. He's the creator of it. You know who he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's leaving. He left yesterday. It was his last show, and then come to find out, all four main characters in the play are leaving yesterday, and they're all being replaced. It's not closing, but it's just interesting. And then Art Town closed yesterday too. That's the one with Richard Thomas and a big cast. Well, the plays are usually limited runs.
Yeah.
Musicals, they try to get those on forever. The only play that's been running forever is Harry Potter. Normally a play might only run 12 weeks.
Right.
16 weeks, and that's kind of normal, unless it's huge hit like Oh Mary was, and then they recast and bring in other people, because these guys have been, well, they're only under contract for a certain amount of time. So this is Drag the Musical. Alaska Thunderfuck was the creator and the star. Well, she left, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and they brought Jimbo in to play the role. So I'm hoping Jimbo's still in there when I go in April, because I'd love to see Jimbo on stage.
Nephi got to see Nina West recently. Said that she was brilliant.
Yeah. Which was she in Hairspray?
No, just Christmas drag. It was a big Christmas drag thing.
Got it. So other than that, that's it for me, I guess. It's been a busier week than I thought.
Yeah, you've been on the go, huh?
Well, my car's broken down, so I've been on the nothing. This was kind of funny. So my car was broken down. I'm supposed to take Sean to the airport, so I had to drive his car, his Tesla, which I've never driven before. And I know you don't drive, but there's, when you drive a regular car, you got the foot that goes onto the one pedal, the gas pedal, and the other, and then you flip the foot over to the brake.
Right.
Well, you don't use a brake on a Tesla, because it's like, if you've ever been on a golf cart, it's like the energy, you go, you give it some energy and it goes fast, and then when you take your foot off the pedal, it stops. It slows to a stop, and that's what Teslas are like. And so I'm driving out to the airport trying to remember not to hit the brake. You just ease on the ignition, and it was a thing. It was definitely a thing.
Yeah, I would have been scared shitless to.
and then I had to pick him up last night at night, and I'm not a good night driver.
Right.
So that was fun. But now I love it, and I can't wait to drive it again.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're really nice cars. They're really roomy. They're really, they're great cars. Even though it's him, They're still great cars. And I just love how it's just so roomy in the car. It's just so nice. Anyway, so how about your week?
Well, let's see. I finished up the Christmas Cookie Challenge with Ree Drummond and Eddie Jackson, and I was really, really glad to be done with that for the year. I was a little bit sad that I liked the current season much better than the older seasons, but it was still, Ree being like all sweet and light and everything, and him just being like, "Oh, this was the best cookie I ever tasted, but look, your icing, it is shit." So, anyway, but I'll watch it next year. And then I watched Passengers, which is from 2016. It's Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. I've been meaning to watch this ever since it came out.
Boo, boo.
I know you don't like Chris Pratt, but he was at his most beautiful in this movie too. Um, so basically, they're on a routine journey. I don't know why they call it routine journey through space to a new home, and which takes 120 years to get to. And so they're sleeping in suspended animation along with 5,000 other people, basically. And they are awakened 90 years too early. Well, one of them is, but the other's a surprise. When the ship malfunctions, they begin to fall for each other and then discover that the ship is in grave danger with their lives of 5,000 other people at stake, and they have to figure it out, blah, blah, blah. It actually was a really good movie. I was surprised. I was expecting it to just be, like knockoff, let's make a space movie schlock, but it wasn't. It was actually a really good movie. And it also had oh shoot, now I'm gonna forget his name. Amazing black actor.
James Earl Jones,
No, and
Samuel L. Jackson.
not Forrest Whitaker, not Samuel Jackson. He's the other one. Oh, Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh,
So
okay, that's that. Yeah, that's the other one.
yeah, basically. Well, actually, then there's another one too. No, but he was really good in it.
Racist.
The crew was actually the whole cast of like, well, four people, because there was another person that was kind of a person there. Were really good. It's a fun movie. If you haven't seen it and you like kind of the spacey things, I totally recommend this. Next up, I watched Craven the Hunter. And basically, for those that don't know Craven, this is part of the Marvel universe, and Craven is typically portrayed as the kind of big game hunter whose goal in the multiverse is to beat Spider-Man just to prove that he is the world's greatest hunter. But that doesn't play anything into this one at all. Basically, in this one, he's kind of an anti-hero who takes out mobsters, and he comes from a family of mobsters. You can see where that's going. But it stars Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is just a powerhouse, and I'm not talking about his acting, okay? Although that wasn't bad either. And Russell Crowe was in it. He did a good job. Wasn't on screen a whole bunch of the time, but still good job. Um, it's a really fun movie, a fun ride. Just kind of turn off that little part of your brain that's like, I don't understand, and just go with the movie. And lots of action, lots of fun. Um, yeah. Then I watched Industry seasons 2 and 3, which is available on Max and Hulu. And basically, it's a show that follows graduates from all walks of life as they compete for a limited number of available full-time employment opportunities at Pierpoint, a top investment bank in London. What the show doesn't tell you is that it is some cutthroat financial bullshit that is pretty much, if you want to know what all the whole, current oligarchy is going, where they come from and how they make the money and everything, this will show you, and you will probably walk away from it like I did, feeling like, thank God that's over. I have anxiety. Fuck this stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe being rich isn't all that. Fuck, because like this one character on it got like a $20 million severance package and wanted to kill himself because his whole life was over. And I'm like, fuck you, dumbass. Anyway, and then there was, well, anyway, let's just say it goes from being like you don't really know who to like to not liking anyone and being like, fuck all of you. I don't want to know you. I don't want to be in your lives. You're all assholes. And so I'm glad the show's over. It is interesting enough to stick with it. Obviously, I finished all 3 seasons. There's 10 episodes a season, or eight episodes a season. But fuck all that. Then I watched For Those About to Die, which is you can find on Peacock, and it is from a number of years ago, so it's not super recent. But it stars Ash from Vicious, and he's all grown up, and he's a little, it's all about Rome and gladiators and slaves, and of course people that are sold into slavery, or taken into slavery. Horrible, because it starts out with these 2 sisters, and one's about to be raped, and the other one stabs the gladiator in the back, and they're like, "Oh my God, you killed a Roman! You're all slaves now." And it's about this the mother of the 2 daughters, whose son also ends up being taken into being a gladiator, and her fight to get her kids freed and everything. And she is the best thing about the whole show. The actress that played her is wonderful. Her character is well written. It's really good. But the rest of it is just the same old schlocky, crazy Caesars and lots of blood, and everybody's gonna die anyway, so why bother? And so, yeah. But if you're into the gladiator stuff, give it a watch. So, and then I watched 3 episodes of His Dark Materials, which is season 1. I guess there's 3 seasons. It's on Max. It basically, the synopsis is: during her search for a kidnapped friend, a seemingly ordinary but brave young woman from another world, basically it's a multi-dimensional thing, uncovers a sinister plot involving stolen children and a mysterious phenomenon called dust. Well, of course, the other things that they don't tell you is that basically there's the person, and then their soul manifests as a physical animal outside the body. So somebody can like capture the soul and kill it, and then you die, or the person dies, or whatever else like that. It's basically, from everything that I can see, it's a television type version of the Golden Compass without actually calling it the Golden Compass. It's got James McAvoy in it, sparsely. He shows up for like 1 episode maybe so far. I'm going to see where it goes, but at this point, I'm like, if you guys don't fucking do something soon, I'm out. And that is pretty much what I watched that was newer or interesting at all. So good luck with that, people. Other than that, I haven't really done that much this week, other than kind of recover from some sleepless nights, and get my shit back together and start writing again. And got some projects kind of started, and we'll see where it goes. All right. Well, let's get into advice. Let's see. Okay, this just put a lot here. Okay. My husband and I are frequently invited to other couples' parties. My husband and I are frequently invited to other couples' parties. We are all gay, male seniors. But one member of one member of this couple seems to be going through some cognitive issues. He tells everyone assembled the same lengthy jokes and goes on and on about his religious and political views, always offending some present. We have run out of excuses to skip these parties, and sometimes just attend for an hour or two, mostly out of compassion for his husband. He presents a lovely buffet and must be struggling with his husband's challenges. We bring a gift on the few times that we attend. We don't want to tell the husband why we would rather not attend future parties for fear of being cruel. His husband and I, or my husband and I, are disabled and not able to entertain. Even if we could, having them over would end up driving us to distraction, divorce, or worse. Do you have any ideas on the better way to handle all of this? Are we bores for not reciprocating?
Okay, they just don't like it because the husband's
So
saying the same.
they get invited to this one couple's house all the
Right.
time. One of them is possibly in mental decline, or that might be a tongue-in-cheek way of saying he says the same shit over and over. And then also apparently the guy is like their politics are fucked. But they go because the husband is sweet and wonderful.
Um, I'd say, I mean, tough it out.
Yeah.
It's, listening to, I mean, it's irritating listening to people tell the same story over and over again. I know I've known Matt for too many years not to have heard the same story over and over again. But that's what happens when you know people for years.
Oh,
And
goodness knows I've heard about Jerry Herman for no, I'm kidding. Go.
exactly. No, exactly. The stories are going to repeat sooner or later. And I mean, and we all have parents that have gone through this as well.
Yep.
So it's like, I'd say, if it's that painful, I mean, you don't have to reciprocate. Don't worry about that. If you don't have the,
Can't afford it, don't.
well, not even can't afford it. If you don't have the room for them, it's like, I would love to have Christmas at my house, but I don't have room for 12 people in here to eat
Mm,
without it being, weird tables and,
yeah.
yeah. And when you're doing like a turkey or, a prime rib or something, you want to sit down at a table together and eat. Don't
Yeah.
have that. And that's fine. But, I think, I mean, should we do this all the time with our friends? It's just something you do, or you don't have friends.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Right.
Eh,
Yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, oh, I'm just gonna say, not you, but this person sounds like, as they're saying, an older person. Just nobody else, you're not gonna go make new friends. Nobody else is gonna invite you to shit. Just go. Have fun, spend your couple hours. You may not like the person. Guess what? A lot of us put up with a lot of not like
Yeah.
a certain somebody that I won't even mention on the show, but Tom knows who I'm talking about because we
Well,
like Tom.
like for instance, it's who knows what they're thinking about this guy?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe they're going, why do we keep inviting them over? They're always they get
True.
so much attitude, and I'm sure that's going through their mind. It reminds me on how on Modern Family they didn't want to go over to Pepper's parties. Because he'd have brunches, theme brunches, so they'd have to get costumes, and then they'd have to go and have a good time with their friends. And another party, it's like, yeah, wait until there's no parties.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. And I mean, look at all the stuff that we used to go to all the time and community events and everything else like that. Now they're like, we don't know you. You're not getting an invite.
right.
Just go.
Just go, and if you have to, then if you can't stand it, stay for 2 hours. Nothing says, why
If
are you there for more than 2 hours anyway?
if nothing else, it gives you something to talk about when you get home.
yeah, think of it more of it as an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and the stories that you're going to be able to repeat to each other about this will be even more fun.
Right. And that's what I always think about when I have to go to an appointment or something like that. I'm always just like, oh, well, I'll probably get a few stories to tell XYZ that aren't, So, all right. You know what? F you. I'm not doing that right now. Okay, moving on. Hey Chubs. Timothy wants to know, have you ever had or do you have a frenemy?
Sure.
Bitch, if you knew me and how many
I mean, this is the same as the last question.
Yeah,
It's like,
sure.
you bite the fucking bullet because you need to.
Yeah. No,
I've been in community theater. Yeah, I've had frenemies.
yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things. I seem to be one of those people that attracts frenemies without even having a clue until it's like, oh, really? Hmm. So yeah. All right. Hey Chubs, what lesson did you learn as a result of your first breakup? Is that lesson still a part of your current decision making? Asked Timothy.
Um, God, no, because I'm not in the same situation.
Okay.
You know, I mean, did I did I learn lessons? Oh yeah, and that's why I'm not in the same situation. It's just, yeah, there was bad, bad. Yeah.
For me, like mutual relationship wise, I was never really with anyone long enough to even bother calling it a relationship. But as far as people that were kind of certain there, yeah, I took lessons away from each one of them, and mainly my lessons were to listen to yourself, listen to your friends that you trust, and get
Avoid
out,
that.
get out
Avoid.
before they
Yeah.
fucking take your soul.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I learned. And that's what I've learned job wise too. If you're not getting paid, if there's not a check in the hand, take your soul and run. Anyway, let's see. Timothy, hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know, big or small, what will you be doing to protest the incoming administration?
Honestly, nothing. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to be. I'll tell you, getting off of cable
Hmm.
has done so much more for my stress level
Hmm.
than I ever thought it would. Because now I don't have to, if I don't have to listen to it. It's not gonna. I don't usually watch the news. Unless there's, I can watch stuff on antenna if I need to. That's fine, but I don't find, the election. I didn't hear any. I didn't even see a anybody for president on because I didn't see commercials.
Hmm.
And so I think that's a lesson I learned, that he's gonna keep saying things to piss everybody off, and if I don't hear them, then it doesn't piss me off. I'm gonna completely turtle myself.
Okay. For me, it is just keep up on what's going on, be abreast of it, know what I can do in the small ways that I can do it, and hope it doesn't escalate into I mean, it's already going to be a shit show, but hope that there's
Right, it's gonna be a shit show, and
going on that's going to keep it from escalating into a fucking three-alarm fire. Because, but it's going to have to be small things because, hey, but yeah, we'll see. And watch independent media. That's the big thing. If you're going to stay up to date with stuff, watch independent media. There's lots of shows on YouTube. that are left-leaning but not regurgitating just talking points and bullshit, go find those. All right. I remember who I first voted for.
It would have been God. See, I don't remember who I voted for governor wise.
Oh.
Because that would have been 78 was my first time voting. But my first time voting for president was Carter.
Oh.
And I do not regret that vote.
Nope.
We ended up getting Reagan out of it, but yeah.
My first vote was for Clinton Gore, and well, we won, so that was a real yay. But yeah, I felt very, very good about participating in the.
Why so late?
Hmm?
Why voting so late?
I wasn't. That was the first one I could vote for. It's 88.
No,
first
no,
one
92.
was.
92 was Clinton Gore.
Oh, no, it's because my okay, in 88 my birthday was after the registration date. So I didn't participate, didn't think about it, didn't register. So
Okay.
and I was one of those that had to learn after presidential elections that the smaller elections count and you need to vote. Because I only voted in presidential elections for those first 2 times. All right. What's in your lunchbox? Well, Mr. Moose wrote in and said, more Asian food today. Beef with snow peas. Was very good. Tender beef, snow peas, mushrooms, and water chestnuts.
Oh, that's good.
No rice. Trying to watch my figure. We're all watching your figure. Just saying. Let's see. And then grilled marinated chicken, garlic and wine marinade, roasted Brussels sprouts, and saffron rice. Trying to eat healthy. You lost me at Brussels sprouts, but
well, he needs to give more sear on the Brussels sprouts. And my secret is to cut the Brussels sprouts in half, steam them in the microwave till they're almost done, and then quick sear them on the flat side, and then at that point throw in butter or whatever you want to, and season them and all that right at that last point. Give them a real quick toss, and then yummy, yummy, yummy.
Well, I know that that chicken sure looks good though.
Yeah. Well, and the saffron rice, yum. No, this looks yum. Yum. And I'm so sorry that you didn't put up my Furkaki chicken, but
well,
they can check it out.
It's you, but you said at the beginning of the show.
I know, but it wasn't on here. That's why I said it. So because I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And I thought you would have put it up because you usually are looking to put stuff up, but it doesn't matter. They can just go to my Facebook page and it's on there. So,
well, no, they can find it on the group too.
Ah, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, you should go over to Tom's Facebook page and do that anyway as soon as our social media blackout is over. So, all right. Send us what's in your lunchbox at chubsgonewild@gmail.com, and we'll put it up on our Facebook group at facebook.com.
Is it because I didn't send it to chubs.com? Chubsgonewild.com?
It's always great if people can send me through the email. Some people will send me a messenger or whatever, which is okay. But if you send it through the email, I know I'm able to just drop it right in. So it's
okay. All right.
Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find Matt's books at justkisstheguy.com. And find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And as I said,
you give us an email, and that can include questions. It can include pictures. It can include, we didn't get any Christmas meal pictures either, did we?
No.
Come on, guys.
One from Moose, I think.
Did we? Okay. Okay. Anyway, you can send stuff there at chubsgonewild at gmail.com.
Yep. All right.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake
later on.
production.
Bye.